Evolution Dome. Evolution is not just the first word in the name of the company Evolution Dome, but it's also a perfect description of the structures they provide. Such large structures only need air to get them up and running. Of course, it also takes some effort from the workers who will drag one of the giants to the right spot and then hook up the pumps. But in any case, it's nothing short of an amazing result of the development or that same evolution in the construction field, since the whole process takes just a couple of hours. The innovative nature of the solutions is also confirmed by the fact that, despite their size and simple installation, they boast pretty good stability. For example, the creators say that each dome can withstand winds up to 50 miles per hour. Dealing with ultraviolet light is also not an issue for them, and as for rainfall, that's not even something to talk about. Tomount. Here we have a tent that can definitely be described as all-inclusive. The Tomount camper tent inflates all at once along with the built-in floor, has great ventilation thanks to the doorways, and is equipped with mesh and regular tent doors that can be opened and closed as needed. Overall, it ensures a comfortable stay for 2 to 4 people. Moreover, the tent also offers good protection. As the creators claim, the Oxford fabric used for the tent is resistant to water pressure up to 79 inches and can handle UV rays. The price for a vacation package that doesn't require any extras is $369. Rainbow. These huge boxes are set up for different music, sports, and a bunch of other events. Still, they can easily become a great temporary living space. For instance, for folks who lost their homes because of natural disasters, with no prep needed, people will be quickly covered with a roof and walls around them since the boxes are inflatable. Despite the fact that this type of housing is built much faster than traditional ones and looks way more flimsy, PVC, which is usually used for these structures, can handle rain and snow. And if you add some extra anchoring, it's unlikely to be blown away even by the strongest winds. What about the temperature inside? Since the inflatable boxes are huge, you can fit everything you need in there. If it's cold, just plug in some heaters. If it's hot, use air conditioners. Air Seconds 5.2. Decathalon surely understands what people in cities want to live in the outdoors, just like in a spacious home. This inflatable tent has 3 rooms. The first one is an entryway, which has an area of 85 square feet, and the other 2 are smaller rooms that fit 3 and 2 mattresses, each 27 inches wide. Overall, it's a unique 2-bedroom and living room setup for the outdoors. Of course, the Decathalon tent isn't as secure as a house, but for living outdoors, it has everything you need and even more. If you tension all the cords, the shelter can withstand winds of up to 37 miles per hour, and when it comes to rain, there's no need to worry, the tent will definitely hold up. Plus, the company equipped its solution with fresh and black technology, which protects against UV radiation, reduces the feeling of heat inside the tent, and provides darkness. You can buy this multi-room camping dwelling for $764. JB Roach. 5 minutes and the efforts of 4 to 6 people are needed to build a shelter that has dimensions of 41 by 37 by 26 feet. Just imagine how many people can take cover from bad weather there. The creators from JB Roach claim that the structure can withstand winds of up to 29 miles per hour. We think there's no need to even mention protection against rain, snow, and everything else that falls from the sky. Besides that, the company's shelter has one very useful feature. There's a specially designed spot for plugging in a generator. So there's no need to come up with any clever ways to ensure that the people inside get at least a minimal level of comfort. IPOOLGO. Here's a tent from the company IPOOLGO, which the creators designed to stand out from traditional ones. Its design resembles an ordinary little house. Similar windows, shape, and also dimensions of 11 by 8 by 8 feet. Because of all of this, from a distance and in the dark, you could really mistake the tent for a structure made from common building materials. While setting up the tent, it quickly becomes clear that we're not talking about an ordinary house. The reason is that it goes up in a flash with just a pump alone. No other tools or actions are required. Just some extra anchoring to prevent the house from flying away in the wind. Opus. In transportation mode, it's just a trailer. It doesn't stand out in any way and seems to serve one purpose: hauling gear and other useful stuff for camping. But when its owner arrives at the right spot, it becomes clear that it has more to it than meets the eye. With the help of an electric pump powered by a 12-volt battery, air beams start inflating. The process takes about 90 seconds, after which the owner has a weatherproof spot to relax or live in. Inside, there's a dining area that can turn into sleeping spots, plus there's a large number of storage spaces for all sorts of stuff needed on trips. If that's still not enough, the company has add-ons like various extensions. There, for example, you can set up a kitchen and store things that don't need to be kept in the trailer. Bubble tent. You pay around $1,700, pick up a kit from Decathalon, set it up in the right location, do a few extra steps like anchoring it with stakes, and then connect it to a power source. The entire structure, with an interior space of 269 square feet, self-inflates using a built-in fan, and then you need to supplement it with a frame and extra stakes. Now you can move into your new home. Decathalon made their tent well ventilated thanks to the built-in fan and open ventilation openings. On top of that, the experts worked hard on the protection. According to the creators, the tent can handle winds up to 19 miles per hour, heavy water loads, and ultraviolet radiation. And which is very important for those who love to observe their surroundings, Decathalon equipped the tent with large windows. Tulmar. At Tulmar, they definitely know how to make tents that are useful even in the harshest conditions. The thing is, the company creates solutions for emergency response services. Their shelters have a high level of protection due to a waterproof outer layer, as well as fire-resistant materials that are mold and mildew resistant, plus the tents can handle strong winds thanks to the fact that the solutions are secured using an anchoring system. The shelters come in two sizes, 12 by 15 feet and 15 by 20 feet. That's more than enough for most emergency response tasks. However, if you need more space, no problem. The shelters have connecting panels that let you link several tents together. In other words, the solution from Tulmar is modular. One more thing that's essential in tough conditions is fast installation. According to the creators, the whole process takes less than 5 minutes thanks to the inflatable frame. Tunnel tent. Here's another fantastic housing choice that you can put up without too much difficulty and in just a short time. This is possible because such structures are inflatable. To build them, all you have to do is connect a pump and enjoy the saved energy and time. But first, you need to unfold the future home, which might take some help. Because of its size, it'll take one person quite a while. The resulting structure will protect the people inside from any bad weather. It's made of good old PVC, so rain and drafts won't get to the folks living there. To avoid getting bored in nature, you can take a pet with you, an inflatable robo-pet. We're serious. Similar developments are already out there. They might even teach it to do something useful for humans. Quattro X. One press of a button and the trailer from Invader turns into an almost 20-foot caravan with 4 sleeping spots. But the Quattro X offers more than just a place to sleep. It's not for nothing that the company calls its creation luxurious comfort and camping. Inside the trailer, there's a space to sit and wash up, and the exterior has a kitchen with the essential devices and gadgets for cooking. Plus, of course, there are storage spaces, lots of storage spaces. Plus, there are 2 220-volt Euro sockets, 3 12-volt car charger sockets, and 4 USB ports. Basically, you can enjoy nature not just in luxury, but also in a modern fashion. Kirra. The exo-frame of this tent inflates in just a few seconds, giving a couple of people the chance to fit into an inner space of 45 square feet. It's clear that the Heim Planet tent won't let rain, snow, wind, or anything else through. It's important to point out a different feature of the shelter. Kirra's frame, while inflatable in one go, has several chambers, so the whole tent won't collapse if one of the sections gets damaged. And let's not forget that this kind of design makes repairs easier. It's probably because of this feature that Kirra costs a solid $996, which usually gets you a more spacious shelter. SpaceX Air. Taking trailers with you to nature isn't just a way to haul more stuff. Thanks to Mars Campers, you can tow a tiny home worth $34,000 behind your car. Inside, there are double beds on each side and a big dining area that can turn into another sleeping spot. There's a 5-gallon mini fridge, TV, and speakers. There's also an outdoor kitchen area with all the necessary cooking appliances. The only issue is that there's no toilet, but you can use some kind of portable solution. The most interesting thing is that all this is built in no time at all and without any effort from the user. The shelter's created using a built-in control panel. The only thing is you'll have to set the kitchen up manually, but that's unlikely to be a problem for anyone. TDU Savunma Systemer. TDU Savunma Systemleri offers shelters that are perfect for military use. First of all, they're great because they can be set up in a ridiculously short time compared to the alternatives, and it really doesn't matter what size the shelter is. Small tents for a few soldiers or large hangars for storing equipment. Both inflate quickly and don't require a lot of extra work. The military will definitely notice the solid protective qualities of these shelters. No matter how strong the rain is, these solutions won't let a drop inside. They won't fly away in the wind either, but the shelters need extra anchoring for stability. They just need to run similar tests with explosions to make a final conclusion that the company's solutions are indeed perfect for the military. Concrete dome. Usually, complex and expensive inventions are required for building domes. This is bad for construction, but good for researchers at Vienna University of Technology, who got motivated to create a technology that addresses this important problem. First, a flat layer of concrete is poured into the needed spot, which is divided into segments. Then, after it hardens, a tire made of 2 connected plastic sheets comes into play, located under the concrete slab. It's inflated, lifting the heavy load with it, creating a dome. There's one problem with the technology. When the concrete bends, a bunch of tiny cracks show up, but the developers say this isn't important for stability. They refer to ancient arches as an example. Although they may appear quite worn, they can endure for a remarkably long time. Ozone 5.0. Outdoor Revolution has a wide range of camping solutions. For example, there are tents for large groups that feature a hall and separate rooms. There are also extensions for RVs in various sizes. Basically, you can find the perfect shelter for any need. But what's really interesting is how they're put together. This happens really fast thanks to a simple system called the oxygen airframe. There are tubes that form the frame of the tents and get inflated with a pump along with a valve. This valve is the real highlight here, as it prevents overinflation or damage by releasing excess air. As a result, the tents not only go up quickly, but also last much longer than similar ones. Diablo 4. The name of this tent is Diablo 4. The number makes sense. In optimal conditions, that's exactly how many people it accommodates. But Diablo? We assume it's devilishly convenient for the user. Diablo 4 features air camp technology, so you don't have to rack your brain over the right order of steps when setting it up. You just place it, plug in the included pump, and then work with your hands while watching the tent inflate. As for the interior space, there's plenty. It has 2 separate rooms plus windows. Inflatable Hangar. No matter how cool inflatable camping tents are, it's always more interesting to watch something on a bigger scale. For example, check out how Helio Operations is building a home for a helicopter. As is customary for all inflatable structures, the hangar goes up really fast. One key difference from tents is that setting this shelter up in the correct spot requires around 10 people as opposed to just 1 or 2. It looks like the manufacturer made a mistake somehow. The helicopter can't fit in the shelter because of the rotor blades. But it's not a flaw. Everything's going according to plan. Because after this, another hangar of the same kind inflates, attaching to the first one, fully enclosing the aircraft. And the blades keep sticking out through specially designed openings. MGS. Today you've already seen different camping trailers that turn into a living space at the push of a button. Now let's check out a tough military trip into the wild with a trailer from MGS. Here, the setup is much more complex. You have to stand and operate a mini crane which lowers a big bundle. After that, the future tent is painstakingly laid out over the designated area and starts inflating with a massive pump. As a result, you get a large shelter that can fit more than a dozen people. Yes, it's definitely less convenient compared to campers. However, with the MGS solution, there's no way around it. First, you can't set up such a huge structure directly on the trailer, and second, the crane might be useful for other military operations. Inflatable Dome. From the shelters needed for military purposes, we move on to a dome that's meant for less serious tasks. For instance, this kind of solution can be useful for those who love swimming in the pool even in the rain. The dome can be easily set up right above it, protecting you from precipitation while letting the sun in. Also, this transparent solution can simply be installed to serve as a sort of shelter for relaxation. Rain and wind won't come through, but hanging out outside will still feel cozy since you can see the surroundings just as well through the dome walls as if they weren't there at all. Of course, nothing stops you from using such a dome in nature. However, in that case, you need to pick a camping spot where no one's around, or else life in transparent walls will be exposed to the public.